All right, so we're finally doing Die Hard, okay? I know this is your first time watching this, but
This is my
also,
first time
yeah,
watching.
this is Shane's first time. I've seen this numerous times. I've seen this before I even came to this country. And the thing is, to you, right? You know how people debate like Die Hard is a Christmas movie. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't think it was intentionally made to be a Christmas movie
Right?
because intentional Christmas movie is all about Santa Claus. But it takes place in the holiday season, so why ain't it? Because and plus, I'm tired of hearing people go. So what are you doing? Oh, I'm watching Die Hard because it's Christmas. I mean, they act like they're like, oh yeah, you didn't know. I know something you don't know. I'm like, dude, I heard this joke for years now. It's not funny anymore. If you want to watch Die Hard and your wife will let you, go ahead and watch Die Hard. Don't have to tell me about it, mister.
What is your
I mean,
shirt? What does your shirt say?
well, my shirt is Nakoma
Nakatomi. Oh
Corporation.
wow, you
Yeah,
actually got the
Nakatomi Corporation.
Japanese words. Well, it says Chinese because I could read all of that.
Wait,
Wow.
it's an Asian, all right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
an
in
Asian
Asian.
name.
And I got the Nakatomi Plaza Christmas Party
So you're one of the
1988.
hostages. Man,
Yes.
you must have been really young.
I was 8.
You're, you weren't that baby who was being born, were you?
No, man, I was way born before that baby. So,
Okay. That probably
um,
had Coke and alcohol in it. It wasn't a place for kids.
I believe this must probably, I almost said John McClane, Bruce Willis' first action movie, right?
It was John McClane's first action
Yeah.
movie.
But, like,
It was both. It was both of their first action movie.
because, like, a lot of people said that, like, Bruce Willis came from Moonlighting. Is a sitcom? Is
Yeah.
it a
Did you ever
sitcom?
watch?
I had never watched Moonlighting.
That's the thing. Okay, I always heard of it, and I kind of want to watch it because
Yeah.
it had Sybil Shepherd, and she was hot back then. Well,
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't seen her lately. I shouldn't say hey back then, but
At
she
that
was
time.
okay. And I thought, this is something I want to watch. But I think it was always on the USA Network, and I thought it was like a. I thought it was
So it's
probably
not like a regular, like those local television network.
no. Well, I could
Oh.
be wrong. I was under the assumption it was like a
Like a
USA or
cable
something.
show. Cable show.
Yeah, it was more of a it was a cable show. Because I mean, you didn't just watch.
I
I never
never
got
heard
around to
of it.
watching it. I thought it was more like an action TV show because it looked like a crime drama.
Yeah, Moonlighting,
Detectives.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Detectives.
I guess it was more of a love show.
So it's like a comedy, love interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
like
I
is it like
guess
the
they
X
said it's a
Files?
comedy. X Files is not a comedy.
No, not a
It's
comedy. Like
that is a live documentary, dude.
so. I had never seen Moonlighting. Okay.
I've never seen Moonlight. Maybe I should go watch it. I don't know.
Because like I feel like if you watch it, right? Because like a lot of people say like Bruce Willis plays a really different character than anybody have ever seen before, and this
Yeah,
what
well,
got
I'm
him
sure it
into
was. Well, I
action.
think he was kind of like I said. He wasn't a serious character. I'm thinking he was a wise. I still think he still was a wisecracking guy.
Ah,
You know, I remember that always seeing. Excuse me. I remember always seeing like the commercials for Moonlighting. But
okay.
I never saw it. I mean, come on. If I on the USA Network or whatever that was, I was watching Airwolf, dude. It's Street Hawk. I was gonna watch Moon. I wanted to see. I was like, hey, that
So
looks like it could be neat. But
so not only this is the first movie for like not the first movie, first action for Bruce Willis movies, right? It's also the first time we've seen Alan Rickman in a
yes,
movie.
that was his first. Yeah, that was his first movie.
This is his first movie. He started his acting in his late 30s or early 40s, I believe.
Yeah.
And,
Well, he's late bloomers.
yep.
That's most of us.
And yeah, and he's
Some of it hasn't even happened yet.
yeah, and he was tremendous, right? Like in this movie, he played the main villain,
It was good. I
right?
mean, it was okay. Yeah. He
I mean,
played a
like
pretty good villain. I didn't think it was like, whoa, this villain's so bad.
oh, he's not the, but he was pretty good in it. I'm
But
saying.
it was good. Yeah, he was a good villain. I mean, they're all good villains. Even that Hans guy with the hair. You killed my brother. I'm gonna hurt you. Even though I didn't like the scene at the very end, because they blew up the building. It was at the top of the building. They blew up the whole building, and the guy jumps up at the end of the movie. I'm like, is this like action movie or a horror movie? Because I'm not sure. And one thing that was just the only thing that was in this whole movie was out of place. But I did like it because you know why? Because Carl Winslow took him out.
Oh, see, okay, so yes,
Oh
Carl
yes, I was
Winslow
so
was in
happy.
it.
It was so awesome because they're yelling and they're like, "Hey, they need a cop," and all of a sudden you see Carl Winslow. I was like, "All right."
Well, the story builds up really good, right? His story was like, why he's like a
Oh, they're
desk
both
jockey.
stories. Yeah, actually, both their stories really good.
Both of the
Good
story was
job.
really good. That's why like it's not only a good action movie, right? But the characters between like the buddy cop, like the chemistry.
Yeah, well, I mean, That guy's a cop. That's a cop. It doesn't matter what city you're from. They understand the job. It's all about the job.
It's the job, yeah. It's the connection they have with each other, even though they never seen each other until the very end.
Plus, the nice thing about this action movie, you know what the greatest thing was?
What?
Had a different type of action hero, man. He wasn't this big muscle guy.
Yes, it's just a regular everyday cop.
Yeah, it wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger for once.
It wasn't Arnold or Stallone.
I love Arnie or Stallone. I mean, I love Arnie, but hey.
And like
in the 80s is like
it's not like a huge muscular guy, like it's an average dude. Like in this, I think that's what I like it about most too. Like it's the average guy.
Even if I ate a bag of steroids, I'm not going to be as big as that guy. But if I ate a bag of donuts, I'm going to look like John McClane.
John McClane.
I can pull off the John McClane. Gives me a white shirt. It's dirty.
Hey, so before you and I went to see Die Hard. What was that fourth A Good Day to... No, not A Good Day to Die Hard. The one with Justin Long.
Oh, that was me and you saw that, yeah.
Yes.
Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard.
I saw that movie, but I haven't seen the other Die Hard. But you don't have to. That's the awesome thing.
No, you don't have to. It's a separate story.
There was nothing in that movie connected to anything else.
That's why I brought that up.
I probably would have got more out of it.
Yeah. So, the reason I brought that up, right, because John McClane doesn't like to fly. And in the Live Free to Die Hard, he learned to fly the helicopter, right? And the other thing is, like, the first time I think him and Justin Long met this FBI agent, his name was also Agent Johnson. That's why Bruce Willis, like, John McClane gave him a weird look like, Agent Johnson? Because he met two before.
Yeah, remember? Because that's the funny thing, because that's like Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson. He said no relation, like, no joke.
Yeah, that one guy's like, no relation, yeah.
Not because one is black and white. But they're like, one is a lot older than me.
Well, the other Johnson, wasn't the other Johnson's in Goonies?
Oh, he was a bad guy, yes.
Yes, he was a bad guy. Remember? But
the older brother.
This is another thing in this movie. It's funny, though. It's laughable. It's like, okay, they're going to go rescue these hostages on top of the building. So what do they come in with? Gunships. Like from Vietnam-era gunships.
Well, you didn't know they were hostages. They thought they were going to... the bad guys. Remember the terrorists.
There's no way that this was going to happen. But then, of course, they fly up to the roof with all the machine guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like that guy goes, it's just like Nam. And the other guy, I was a junior high.
Yeah, I was a junior high dickhead.
Those FBI guys are such jerks. You know, the funny thing is, it's like an action movie, but it's not serious. It's not really serious at all.
No.
If you think about it. It was more kind of funny.
And you saw it funny, right? Like, you think it's an action movie because, like, you thought they were terrorists, right? But they're just nothing but thieves.
Yeah, they're just
stealing money.
They just want to steal some money.
Yep.
And they think, hey, which is funny. I want to point out the building, the Nakatomi building.
Yeah.
Nakatomi building is actually the 20th century building.
Yes, it is.
It's 20th Century Fox's building.
So there's a couple of things I want to point out. So first, the thing I want to point out is like in Hong Kong, right? They actually made a parody of this movie. It's called High Risk. Basically, it's also like a building in like a tall building in Hong Kong, which is a whole bunch of anyway, right?
They got like zillions of them.
Yeah, and then they make fun of Jackie Chan. Like they kind of make fun of Jackie Chan in their parody movie, and Jet Li's in this film. The whole premise is exactly the same. Remember the hacker guy with the computers and trying to get to the gates? It's also a black dude in Hong Kong, and
which is funny because the guy, because I don't know if you ever watch it, Walker Texas Ranger.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, was Chuck Norris, Walker Texas Ranger? He was he was his partner.
Really?
Yeah, Cordell Walker. I mean, not Cordell Walker. What was his? I forgot what his character's name was, but he was in that.
Oh, okay.
That's when I saw that. I was like, hey, look at that. Walker Texas Ranger.
So the other thing I want to point out, right, there's a sitcom called Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which stars Andy Samberg, right? And his name is Jake, and he loves that movie Die Hard. And one of the episodes, right, like I forgot which season, probably like season 4, they went to California or something, right? And they went past this building because everybody knows the Fox building, right? And they since he loves Die Hard so much, he has to go take a look. They actually went to that 30th floor, where the with the drywall and stuff, and he killed the first terrorist. And dude, it looks
he falls
exactly
down the stairs,
the same.
breaks his neck.
That's what's funny to me. That dude is taller than Bruce Willis, right? But he has smaller feet than he does. Like, which is strange because like the taller you have, the bigger
I'm sure he
feet
didn't
are.
really have smaller feet.
No, it's just the way that they play.
I like it because I kill one guy, he's got smaller feet than
they're my sister. I thought that was so funny.
My sister.
I like that the whole movie they get him barefoot.
Oh yeah,
That is
he's
really
walking
hard
around.
to keep up. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
especially
good.
because they did the glass thing.
And I like it
Remember?
how they make him barefoot. Because, so, I looked into that. So I went to see, like, the plane when that guy said, like, you make fists with your feet, right? So I
Oh
looked
yeah,
into that. So it's not a myth. So the doctor said it's like a psychology thing, right? Where, like, you expose your feet to new surroundings, so you take your anxiety off whatever you just did.
okay. Well, I want to go back to that scene though, because you pointed out. Because remember, he's on the airplane. It's
Yeah.
all deal, and this guy sitting next to him. He goes, I'll tell you how the secret to get over it. Of course,
Yes.
Bruce Willis like, because he's this New York cop. Okay.
Yes.
Tough guy. He's like, so the guy's like, well, you take your shoes and your socks off, and you make little fists in the carpet with your toes.
Yeah, the carpet. Yeah.
And he looks at him like you're
He's
stupid,
crazy.
man. And I like it. He stands up, and the guy sees his pistol.
His
all of a
pistol,
sudden,
yeah.
like, he goes, "It's okay. I'm a cop." Because the other guy's like, I've been telling people, I've been flying for so many years. He goes, "Yeah, I've been a cop for 11 years."
Yeah.
Of course, he grabs that teddy bear and has to look at the stewardess and walks off the plane.
Yes.
But later on, where he's finally at that tower, there was his shoes off. You see him making those fists with
Fists with the feet. Yeah.
He goes, "What do you know?"
It works. And I like how, like, it's not like a cheesy thing, right? And that's when he doesn't have shoes on.
Yeah.
That is really well done.
That's why he doesn't have his shoes off, because he had to get out of there really quick, and that's his shoes. And then he just forgets about it. And then, of course, they shoot all the glass out, and he has to walk across glass.
Oh, that's really, like, that just ties in really good too. That is a great scene, right? In the middle of the movie where John McClane meets Hans Gruber.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, right? Like, what do you think of that when you saw that? Like,
what are you doing?
Happen?
Well, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Oh.
At first, I thought he's going to. And then, but that's the thing. I thought, all right, he knows the bad guy. But then I forgot, he has never seen the bad guy.
No, they had never seen each other.
So that guy jumps down. Of course, he's like, "What are you doing up there?" He already knows there's something wrong. He's like, "What are you doing?" Because he's a cop, man. He's trained to observe. And that guy's like, starts doing his like California accent.
Oh, that's really good, right? Really tricky with the California accent.
Then of course they go in the hallway. I like it when he gives him the gun. You're thinking to yourself, okay, he should know this guy is. But of course, he looks at that sign and says, he goes, "What's your name?" He goes, "Clay."
Exactly. When he said Bob Clay, I thought
he
that
also
was
knows,
really good.
But he also knows that guy looked up there too.
Oh.
He knows it because he's been watching him. So he hands him that pistol and goes, "Hey, have you ever shot?" "Oh yeah, I went out to train." "Well, you get to use their training." He walks off. Of course, that guy pulls that gun out. Then I kind of figured out. Yeah, I bet you already knows. He's got to know, because what's he gonna do? He's gonna shoot him full of lead.
Because, like, I was gonna ask you, because that was the first time you've seen that scene, right? It's really intense. He gives him the gun. He asks him about the name. Like, all of this stuff happens really quick at one time.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's about this movie. There's the guy. Remember Argyle? What's his name? Argyle.
Yeah, Argyle.
The kid gets him in the limo. He's sitting down there, and the whole thing deals up. If Argyle wasn't down there sitting with a teddy bear drinking this whole time and paying attention, he would have just picked up the phone and called the police, and the movie would have never happened.
Yes. So it took a while because he was having a good time by himself in the limo. And you know what that also happened? Like, at this time, right, there were no cell phones. So if they remake this, right, they would.
He had a CB radio, and he did have a phone.
Yeah, that's why he had a CB radio. Yeah,
they did have mobile phones.
Yep, I did like they had CB radio, right? Like, everything they talk about, like, Argyle can listen. Because one of my favorite part is, like, when the chief of the police, it was like, I didn't just get butt F on national TV. Why don't you shut the hell up and give the radio back to the other guy, okay?
Yeah.
I'm really stressed out here. That is so funny. So, one of my favorite, like, my favorite line is not the Yippee-ki-yay line. So, a lot of times in my life, right, because I'm very pop culture related.
I mean, that's the most quoted one, though.
That's the most quoted one.
Even in songs.
Yes, Yippee-ki-yay, right? Which I was going to ask you a question after I bring this up. So, a lot of times, when we were building this new house, and one day we came to it, but then all the doors were locked. So what I did is, like, I told my mom, I told my wife, I told my boys, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna walk to the side. I'm gonna go to the back to see if the back is locked, right? And they wait for me in the front. The garage door was open, but all the doors were locked. So what I did, I went into the back, I went to the house, and I unlocked it from the inside, right? Because I got in. The first thing I did when I opened the garage door, like the door to the garage, from the house to the garage, I said, "Welcome to the Rock." Because you know where that's from, right?
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm not. I mean, I know you said The Rock, but I'm not sure what it's from.
But so I just told my wife earlier before we sign on. my whole life, I have been trying to find the right situation, right? So I could say this badass line. Welcome to the party, pal. I loved that line. Because, you know why? Because the first, he trying to call the fire department, right? To pull the fire alarm. Nobody came. And then when he finally, I think he killed his second or third guy in that conference table with that really weird zigzag table.
Yeah.
And then
Zigzag
Carl
table
Winslow. Carl Winslow was leaving, right? And he's like, I can't effing believe it. He can't leave. So he threw that body out the window. Then he starts shooting at him. That scene was so
he didn't shoot
funny.
at him. The other guy shot at him.
Yeah, but he was shot. He's shooting just like, you know. And
yeah, she said.
Carl Winslow was driving backwards in a panic and talking on the radio. He's like,
yeah,
oh my
screaming.
God, get the whole world out here.
And they had like those heavy. Yeah, they had those heavy machine guns, and they're shooting up his car, and he just flies off that deal.
And then that's when Bruce was like, welcome to the party, pal. I love that so much. I actually, before I got this shirt, right, I actually debated to get this shirt instead. Because that's my favorite line of this whole movie.
Oh, really? That's the thing. The funny, my favorite line is, you know, after the FBI's go up to the rooftop and they blow up.
Yeah.
And that deputy chief, he looks around, he goes,
oh.
I guess we need some more FBI guys. Yes, I guess.
That's funny. Even though this movie's in the 80s, right? The cheesy lines are not like... I guess Arnold is probably better at the cheesy 80 lines. And actually, Stallone
these lines to me, these lines were just funny.
Yeah, these lines are very funny.
Right. Then a lot of them weren't all cheesy.
No.
But, you know, that's the funny thing. The thing about the main part of the movie is Bruce Willis, all he wanted to do is say he's sorry to his wife, and he had to go through all this. He had to go through all that stuff. Just to apologize to her.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, I think I was just like, sorry, I'll wait for the
other lines. Oh, you know what? Before I say the other lines I like, right? So is Yippee-Ki-Yay something they said back in the Cowboy Days television show?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I didn't even think they had a song. Yeah, Yippee-Ki-Yay.
Yippee-Ki-Yay.
People yelled at it. I mean, they say it a different way. They yell it at cows. Cows and stuff.
So obviously,
I mean, you don't really have people to say that much.
No, like when he said Yippee-Ki-Yay MF, I thought it was really cool, right? But you know, when they played this movie on TV before, so you know what they say when they say Yippee-Ki-Yay? They say Yippee-Ki-Yay, Mr. Falcon. But I think they only did that for Die Hard 2. And I'm like, Mr. Falcon? Is it because of that they trying to find the right number of syllables to match? I'm like, what the heck is that? But I think they call him Mr. Falcon because of Die Hard 2. Because
the only reason he does that line is because they make a reference to him being a cowboy.
Yeah, cowboy, Roy Rogers, right? Yeah.
Because I noticed that all the movies around this time period, that if you're an American hero and the guys are foreign,
they always call
the American hero a cowboy because it's even Hunt for Red October.
Oh,
you know when remember those guys?
I never seen it. Remember,
U.S. Navy?
Yeah.
You never seen Hunt for Red October?
No, I never seen the whole thing.
There's a scene where the Americans get on a sub with the Russians.
Yes.
And the Russians say it in Russian. They see the pistols on their hips. They go, "Watch the cowboys."
Oh.
So,
you know what?
It's been in other movies too, because I even think they call those kids cowboys.
I think I remember starting the Hunt of Red October because that's the scene that I always remember. They zoom out, everybody speaks English, and that's the only thing I remember.
Well, they go back to Russian some more in there. So.
You know what? I probably tell you I probably seen it, but the last time I seen it was on Laserdisc.
Oh, okay.
That's how old it was.
Wow. I'm not that old, so.
That's how I remember Laserdisc. So the other lines I love in the movie, right?
Yeah, why don't you tell me about Beta, too?
I never dealt with Beta. It's VHS. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, me either. I actually never seen that.
But
I have seen the 8-track, so.
I can't remember the other lines I love in the movie. I can't remember. There's so many lines.
Oh, there is so many lines.
But the other thing I want to point out, right? The guy from Ghostbusters is here.
Yeah, well, the jerk.
The jerk
from Ghostbusters. Yeah, the news reporter. And I knew it. I kind of figured at the very end. Remember the wife punches him.
Right yes.
What is that guy? That guy. I mean, I heard the story about that guy in his real life. People just yell at him. And call him names now. I'm like, because you played the biggest jerk in 2 movies.
Yeah, the movies that I love. Yeah,
you weren't even the bad guy. You were just the big jerk.
Yeah, he's not even the bad guy. Yeah, people give him
you're not
crap.
even the bad guy. You're just this jerk that
People hate him
nobody.
because the character, oh, that means he's a really good actor then, right? Because he was able to express that.
Oh, he's an extremely good actor, but I'm thinking that was it. I don't ever seen him in anything else.
Yes, but he was really
They're
good
like,
at it, right?
he's probably like, I would like to be a good guy. And they're like, I'm sorry, dude. You typecast yourself. You're going to die being a jerk.
Oh, that was going to bother me a lot that I can't remember. I do want to get this in this episode. The other lines, I can't remember who said it, though. But I do like, what did they say? Oh, well, tell that to Takagi. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And kind of messed up. Tell that to Takagi.
It was funny. But you also got the guy doing the coke. Remember the guy just keeps doing the drug. And when I say coke, he's doing the cocaine. Okay. But later on, there's that. But the funny thing is, he's doing coke, and then they shows him goes in their room. He's like, "Hey, Hans, baby."
Yes.
He's trying to make a deal, which I thought he was going to give up the wife.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea where he was going with that, too. You're right.
Yeah.
The first time you've seen it.
Well, you automatically assume he's going to tell the wife, and that's the thing. I like it when he talks to John, and John's like, "Dude, what did you tell them?"
Yeah, because Bruce Willis thought he was going to talk about the wife.
He did too. Everybody did. I mean, you're sitting there thinking, and it turns out this guy is so high and so dumb. He's so high. But the funny thing is, he's on the coke. I'm thinking he must have asked them for some coke because here they with a glass, he pours some Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah, it was Coca-Cola. Yeah.
And he sat there, looks at it.
I never make that connection. Yeah, you're right.
Then he starts drinking it, and then of course they blow his brains out.
Yes, because they're not playing around, man.
And of course everybody's mad because they're thinking, well, John let this guy get his brains blown up. But I'm like, this guy, I thought he could do any kind of deal he wanted.
I also like, when Alan Rickman was telling everybody that Takagi's dead, right? I like that, he's like, now he won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, it's always funny and creepy when he say things like that.
Yeah, I like it because, he announces, basically, he's not going to be here joining us for the rest of his life.
What's the other thing I really like? When the conversation between Alan Rickman and Holly, the character, when he asks her, she comes up to him, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, who's the idiot that put you in charge? Well, since you killed my boss, you did.
Yeah, I remember that. You did. Plus, that's also that scene where, because that's where that's that part where she looks at the picture. Because remember, it starts off. She puts a picture of her husband down. She looks at it, and Alan Rickman character looks at it where it's laying, but he doesn't pick it up.
No, not at that moment because somebody calls him.
And then that's what leads up to that part where you think Ellis is going to tell him.
Yes. Oh.
But he never does either. It makes it almost to the very end when that jerk does the news report.
Yes.
With the kids.
Oh, the news report. Yeah.
He's such a jerk because
the timing is so good.
Yeah, and that lady's like, "Hey, I can't let you tell." He goes, "I'm gonna call." He's and he's a jerk. He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna call immigration."
Yes.
Like, what a crappy move.
What an ass, man. Yeah, I know.
It's like, dude, you're one of those rat people.
Yeah, but he I guess he did his job right, because he wanted to get the story, but he doesn't know he was putting people's lives in danger.
Yeah, well, he almost got. Yeah, he didn't care.
He didn't care.
If he would have thought about it, he wouldn't have done it. But yeah, he didn't care because you always hear that his catch line is, "Did you get that on camera?"
Yes, did you get that on camera? Yeah, when the whole thing blew up.
Did you get the camera? And then he gets punched in the face, and you hear, "Did you get that on camera?" It's like, what? This guy? Something's wrong with this guy.
Oh man. No, just now talking to you about it, right? The pacing is so good in this movie. Oh, I remember the other lines I like. When they were trying to catch him to the vent, then they went up to the roof. Now they do the shaft, right? And then John McClane was climbing to the vent, and he's like calling in it slowly. And this is what he says, like, well, now I know what a TV dinner feels like.
Oh,
that part was really intense too because he turned on the lighter. And that's when that guy's older brother saw him, so he know which floor to go to look to the ventilation.
Yeah, where it lights up in the venting.
Yeah.
And they walk in there and they're looking to shoot through the vents.
Yes, that was pretty intense too.
Plus, this is an '80s movie because it's got boobs in it.
Oh yes, when they start kicking those people out.
It's all '80s movies. It's just everyone's got to have at least some boobs in it.
Yes.
And they come on. So this is like the second movie that we've reviewed that has boobs in it.
Yes.
Yeah, but
the first one was Howard the Duck.
Oh wait, then this is the third movie.
Howard the Duck.
I don't count duck boobs, okay?
Oh, okay, but what was the other one?
Only you do. The other one is a Weird Science.
Oh, that's right. But then Weird Science wasn't rated all though, wasn't it?
So, but it's '80s, okay? I mean, come on. In the '80s, you could put it in a PG movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying.
Because
What's it? Wait,
doesn't
wait,
have to
wait,
do with sex.
wait,
That's
wait,
why.
wait. I think we saw boobs in The Last Starfighter. No,
Did
we
we?
didn't. Well,
No,
they
we
had a
didn't.
Playboy magazine. They did have a Playboy
Yeah,
magazine.
but like not like a physical person, like a
Yeah, I can't remember if it was on
copy.
there. But anyhow, but that's the funny thing is almost all these women that we're talking about now are all Playboy models.
Wait, say that again.
They're all Playboy models.
Really?
Yeah. The
No.
actresses that show it all, because well, first off, some of the pictures were Playboy pictures,
Oh, okay.
but then the actresses that actually got nude were Playboy models,
Oh, so that lady was a
and
Playboy model.
even in the Weird Science, the girl got all nude, Playboy model. So I'm thinking
Oh,
when you're in Hollywood and you're like, huh, okay, we got to get naked. Oh, we'll just call them
we
Playboy
just pay him,
Mansion.
yeah.
I've been like, we'll have Argyle go over there with the limo, pick them up.
You know what? This movie is so simple, right? I did like the interaction when first John McClane
Well,
meets Argyle.
I also like the best thing about this movie is it's one of those movies that okay, I got a good connection, right?
Okay.
It's a movie and it only takes place in almost one spot.
Yes, one building.
They just go in a building and they all fight in this one skyscraper.
And you know what? They
like
save money
Dredd.
because it's a Fox
just
building.
just like Dredd.
Oh.
Remember? Dredd goes in the skyscraper and all he does is fight in the skyscraper.
Oh. That's really good because Dredd, I mean, I don't know how much production they need on Dredd, right? But this one is an actual building that Fox
Yeah.
owns already.
Yeah, the other ones, Dredd, I'm pretty sure was just sound stages. But the problem is, you just keep repainting the sound stage over and over
something
again.
else, yeah.
Because all the rooms on Dredd were the same.
Yes. And I think I remember when Fox was renovating some floors, right? So they were able to shoot in those floors, and they could just trash it because they were renovating anyway.
Yeah, they're like.
That's why
Now-
they're able to keep this low budget.
See, this would really be low budget now if Disney was making, because they're like, we own Fox, we're gonna get rid of the building, we'll just blow the whole building up. This is gonna be the next Die Hard movie. He has to go back to the Nakakama.
You know what? I think all the like
Tell
this
me
is
about it.
always one of my favorite action movies of all time. Because the movie is so simple, the pacing is great, right? It's not like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's plot holes, but you know, because I
Well,
love
that's
this
the funny
movie.
thing. This is the funny thing. I think I can't remember it getting ratings. Even the director saw the script sometimes, like, no. And they finally convinced him to do it.
No
you
way.
know? And then, of course, I think it was Siskel and Ebert. One of them didn't like the movie. Then
Well,
later on decided, hey, I'm going to rewatch this and liked it.
it's
you
much
know?
much better per second time around. I
Well, I
forgot. I
think
think Die Hard is a remake.
Die Hard's a remake?
Yeah, hold on.
No, I don't think Die Hard's a remake.
It's a remake
Wasn't there
of something.
I think it was there's a book and they had like a similar script for it, and they just kept rewriting the script.
Yeah, hold on. I think I can't remember. I thought I remember reading something.
Because this
about
movie was almost an Eastwood movie.
it. Really?
Yeah. Which, I don't know. I mean, he made so many, so nobody would have ever cared. Well, I mean, I'm not knocking Eastwood, but I mean, like he did. He made a lot of 80s movies, and
Yeah, he does. No,
some of them are white, some are the sea, and some are from. I'm like,
no, I
"You
can't
sure?"
remember. I thought it was something like a Frank Sinatra movie from the 50s or 60s, but you know,
Well,
obviously,
maybe they got the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think actions movie got so popular in the 80s, right? Because people have never seen anything like that before, right?
Well,
Before Stallone and like I don't know, came
I
with
don't
these
know.
action movies.
I guess they found a way when they started putting
Who's that guy?
movies over.
Charles Bronson?
Yeah, Charles Bronson,
Yeah.
man, come on. Yeah. No, I think they had some action movies. I don't know what made them come along. Maybe it's because they started showing more movies overseas.
Oh, okay.
And it's just easy. Like we even talked about. It's just like
That's
for
why I
example, you're
seen this
gonna
movie
watch-
because it's an action movie.
Yeah, because you don't have to do all the dialogue.
No, you hardly have
The
to do any
sad thing
dialogue.
is though, all these people in the foreign countries probably like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, who
But hey,
cares?
he shot that guy. Awesome.
Yeah, who cares?
But that does suck because they lost. They missed out on a lot of great American.
Oh yeah, I know
authors.
the jokes. Yes.
Yes. Because you know what? When this showed in other countries, like in Germany, because those were supposed to be German terrorists, they
Yes.
actually changed them just Europeans.
Oh, I
Most
did
of
not
them
know
were
that.
English people. Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, a lot of them English people. Like Alan
Which is
Rickman
funny
is
because
English.
Alan is English. He plays
Yeah.
a German guy. The funny thing they say that Bruce Willis was born in West Germany.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, Bruce Willis.
Dad was in
one
the
of
military.
Germany,
So I was like, what? So he's a German and nobody else
yeah.
was.
Yeah, no one else is German.
Yeah,
Everyone is
hardly
British.
anybody else was. I think they used like a couple, but most everybody else was just somebody that looked mean. I think one guy, I think that blonde guy was Russian.
Oh, the blind guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
The
because
mean
he's
guy.
so tall too. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the
Russia.
guy like, now I have a machine gun. Oh, that was
Yep.
that was the other shot I wanted to get.
I
Now
love
I
that.
have a machine gun. Ho ho.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. That made that a Christmas movie. As soon as you saw
Yes.
that, Christmas.
Yep.
I mean, because it's like Jack Skellington when he started ho ho ho, it was Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas. Yep, there you go. So it
That's all
is
you
a
have to do.
Christmas movie.
I mean,
Except
if they
this,
didn't ho,
this
they
was
didn't
released
ho, ho,
back
ho
in
in
July
Elf.
in 1988, though.
That's all right. Well, if they didn't ho 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 in an Elf movie, it wouldn't have been a Christmas movie. But you know what? That's Christmas in July.
Oh, Christmas in July. Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Yep,
But yeah, it was a nice office party they had.
it was right. You know, sex,
Yeah.
drugs, everything was there.
And then guns.
Yes. I did like that they point out the Asian thing about the woman using her maiden name. Because the Asian culture, when you're married, right, you belong to that family.
To the woman's family?
No, to the man's family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you belong to the man's family. That's why you're not independent because you belong to someone else. I'm saying that with quotes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, don't we do that here?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
You talking about when women was considered property? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we never did that here in America. We stopped doing that like in the 1700s when they got the first woke.
Yes. So, have you ever seen the third one? Die
No.
Hard with a Vengeance? Oh, that one's a good one too because it got Jeremy Irons in it.
Yep, I haven't seen that one.
And it
Now,
ties in
yeah.
with this Die Hard.
Oh, okay. Well, I gotta say, I've only seen 2 now, so
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking we might as well just go through all of them because
I would love
why
to.
not? We need to now.
Because I love the second one. And the second one is also during Christmas, I believe. The third one is not. The third one, Jeremy Irons is probably the best thing. And Samuel L. Jackson is also in the third one.
Oh, I've seen pieces of it.
Yeah. It is. The third one is also
Yeah,
very
I want
good.
to see the third one.
I like the fourth one. The only thing I haven't seen is the last one, The Good Day to Die Hard.
Where he goes to Russia,
Yeah, I think he goes to Russia, yeah.
which has his kids in there.
Yeah.
Because we see his kids. He's got 2 kids.
He got 2. That's why, remember they said Lucy McClane was in the fourth one with Justin Long, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I love, one of the funniest things is like, you probably didn't get the joke, right? When Bruce Willis was killing those people and Justin Long is like, have you done this before?
Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
why it was so funny.
No, I got it because I already knew there were several other movies.
Yeah. The other thing was like, remember when in Justin Long and Bruce Willis crashed in their car, right?
Come on.
And then Bruce Willis just ripped the airbag, and Justin is like, hey, how did you do yours?
Yeah, we didn't say that, so when we get to that movie.
Yeah, I love that. Was a really good one.
Because if we do that, because I mean, that had a lot of good jokes in
That
it,
has a
too.
lot of good jokes. It's also a very nerdy movie, actually.
Oh, it was a very new,
Live
because
Free to Die
Justin
Hard.
Long's a nerd.
Yes. Yep.
So, yeah.
That's a very nerdy movie. Yeah,
the best joke in there is a Star Wars joke.
Yes. So let's say yes. We'll save it for that. Let's just go with
Okay,
this one.
man, I'm going to be waiting till we get there.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard. Yep. And who's in? Timothy Olyphant and Maggie Q is in it. It's a great cast.
Yeah.
I love that guy, Timothy Olyphant. I don't know how to say his last name now.
Yeah.
Olyphant.
Hey, he even made it into the Mandalorian, dude.
That's right. He's such a badass.
And Danny
guy.
was in Scream.
Yes, Danny.
That's the first movie I ever saw him in, Scream.
Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, he's in Scream too.
Oh, he's in Scream too. Huh.
Yeah.
But you know what? Anyways, let's get back to Die Hard.
Yeah.
So
where there's no Timothy. Sorry.
So this whole crew, right? Like Hans Gruber's crew.
Yeah, matter of fact, when Die Hard's being made, Timothy was probably like 5.
Yes. Oh yeah, probably. But the whole crew was, most of them was German, right? Except the guy with the front desk and the black guy.
Oh, that Chinese guy was.
Well, the Chinese guy too. The Chinese guy's in a lot of 80s movies.
I love that Chinese guy. Because remember, he goes up to that counter, he's sitting there, and he's got his guns ready. And
then he's looking at the snake.
He's looking at it, and he decides to get some candy.
Look at the snake. He's like,
yeah, hey. So, I mean, he had time.
That's really funny.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like,
I like it. He's just like, keeps looking at it. He's trying to decide, do I have time to get me some candy?
Yeah. So I thought it was really interesting because, like, that should have given you a clue that, like, maybe they're not terrorists.
Yeah, because they had well they had some other guys on the
Yeah.
crew.
Cause like the front guy, the blonde headed like the security guard, right? He was totally American.
Yeah, it was a good movie because I thought it was going to have a lot of really 80s stuff, and then where I'm going,
What were you looking for that was 80s stuff? What do you mean?
well, I mean, just the way that it patterns. 80 movies have a pattern. All
Yes.
those other things. I thought there was going to be a lot of stupid crap like I see in most of Arnold
And there
Schwarzenegger's.
wasn't like nothing like that in this one.
Well, it was kind of 80s when they drive up to the front of the building, they
Oh
walk
yeah.
in, they shoot him, and they jump up and kick him. I'm like, oh come on, that's so 80s. But the rest of the movie, good. I was already into it, so I didn't care.
You know what? You're right. Like the other 80s, I guess, uh, things I'm looking for, right? Is things that doesn't make sense. Like,
Well, you always got those characters got to sing or do something.
yeah, like the
They always
superhuman
got
stuff.
they got some kind of quirk
Yes.
or something. Because I mean, like, I see lots of people in my life. Nobody does that.
You know what? Even the
We're gonna sing
Lethal
this
Weapon
certain song.
movies in the 80s, they had that
Yeah.
kind of quirkiness to it.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it makes a bad movie bad. It's just kind of sometimes it's like
It's
what?
what was
I
working
don't really
back
need
then.
it. Yeah, I'm like I don't really need that now.
And Die Hard didn't have anything like that because it's already going towards the end of the 80s.
Yeah,
You know?
1988.
I mean, like, there's nothing particular about John McClane. He's just a regular New York detective cop.
Yep, there was. Yeah, he wasn't. Oh, yeah, and he also trained in the CIA.
Yeah, no, he's nothing like that. It's just a
No, he
regular
was just
dude.
a regular cop. Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't. Wasn't the recon Marines or anything.
Yeah, nothing like that, right? Not like John Matrix.
Yeah. Well, that's because you always had that movie. You always had that scene where they go, "So who are we fighting? We don't know." And then we
Yeah.
pulled up his secret file. And he worked for he was a black ops soldier, and
He was in
trained
Vietnam.
there.
It's like John.
And all
Yeah.
his kids are dead. Oh, the way he's Punisher. he served as Frank Castle. Like what?
You're right. He's not like
No,
he don't
it
have
just-
any background at
It
all.
saved his name, and finally they got his name. They
Oh,
finally figured out who it was. But the problem is, he always cop from New York. That's all.
yes.
He's the only guy there.
You know
to
what?
stop.
I did like the suspense that Carl Winslow and his people down there didn't know who they were talking to
Yeah.
until
Well,
Hans Gruber mentioned his name and they were able to look it up.
Yeah.
Nobody
That's the
knew until stupid Ellis.
Yeah. But hey, you got that deputy guy. He was pretty good. He comes up, takes the fun away. He's like,
Yeah.
you don't even know who these guys are.
Yeah.
They could all be terrorists.
I did like that. Like no, because
That
he's a
is
cop,
actually
right?
if you're to really look at that, that is actually the corniest part because I'm like, no police department's going to act like that.
Oh yes, yeah.
There's no way a police department's ever going to go, oh, no big deal. We're just going to all go in
That's
there.
the '80s thing right there. You're looking for.
Yeah. Plus,
The
the other 80s thing was the armored car.
Oh, the armor car. Look,
I mean,
ooh,
there's been like
the
several
police have
movies. It's
themselves
it
an
reminds me-
RV.
Yeah, it reminds me of Police Academy. Remember the Police Academy's got that armored car?
Yes,
And it's the same thing. They got that
it's
stupid
way
armored
over
car.
their budget. Yes.
They even use that armored car in well, it's the same. The Police Academy armored car is the same armored car they use in a Short Circuit.
Oh, really?
Remember, Short Circuit's got
Yes.
those little armored cars. Matter of fact, the chief of police is the police guy at the Police Academy.
Well, so now we found out this '80s thing, right? But they didn't overdo it.
They didn't know.
No, they didn't overdo it.
No,
It's just
this is
like
pretty much
certain
it.
things, and that's it.
I think they just had a certain budget stuck there. They stayed in the building.
Yep.
And they pretty much focused on the characters.
It's just
that they
inside
had.
the building and outside the building. That's the whole
Yeah.
premise.
Yeah.
There's nothing where like they have to go to in the news station. That's the only other thing.
Yeah, they do shoot the news station in the house, but that's. I mean, most of
The
all
news station
action-
can probably shot in the same building.
Yeah, they. I mean, they weren't running all over town. I mean, which is not bad. 'cause, I mean,
Except for the house.
yeah, but
where
the
Holly
thing
lives.
is, what I'm saying is, the main action, the characters, the villains,
Yep.
they weren't running all over town.
And it's just
Tearing
one night.
everything
It's
up.
a one night
Yeah.
event.
They didn't go do a Jason Bourne all over New York City. I mean,
And all over like, Europe and stuff.
yeah, and all over Europe and kill a whole bunch of people.
Hold on. Let me
And somehow show up in Russia.
Let me make another connection for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The other connection, because you mentioned Jason Bourne, right? There was something that Jake talks about in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like, I always wanted to drive a car down a flight of stairs. Yes, Jason Bourne did that with the Mini Cooper. Like, I always thought that was cool. I always
It's actually, well, it depends on the vehicle you got, because most vehicles, if they don't have enough ground clearance, you get stuck
I
coming
guess
up the stairs.
I always wanted to drive a car down a flight of stairs.
Funny thing, yeah, because now you pointed out, what was that? There was a show where these three guys drive cars. What is it? It's like it's not the English. It's the American version of the English show.
Wait,
You know
wait.
where they drive cars, they just show off cars.
Oh, Top Gear.
Yeah, Top Gear. They had
Yeah,
an American version of Top Gear, and they
yeah.
used that newer Jeep. You know that little Jeep that you see Batman drive,
Yes,
Batman versus Superman. They drive down the stairs and got stuck.
yes. It's really funny, right? Every time I see that Jeep, I tell Heather, like, it was just like last week, right? Oh, that's the Jeep that Batman drives. She have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, the problem is everybody's looking at it, it's like, you sure that's a Jeep?
Yes, exactly. Because the tail light had that X on it, right? That's how I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually a Fiat that just says Jeep on it.
It's a Fiat, yes. It's a Fiat that says Jeep on it because of the
Yeah.
design, yeah, the European
Yeah, I'm
thing.
like, that's not a Jeep. A real Jeep can go downstairs.
Yes, but
Upstairs.
since we talk about the one location thing, right, like this and Dread, there's a lot of stuff that they actually utilize in the same building that is very effective. Everything that makes sense, like he's constantly going to different floors, right? Because
Yeah. Well, he uses the elevators to blows them up.
yes, until he blows them up. I like that he had the detonators and the C4, right? He wrapped it around the chair and just threw it down the elevator
Yeah.
shaft to blow that up.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like I'm going to do this, but then it was like, oops, maybe I should
Oh
have
yeah,
done
because he was
that.
looking and then the file was coming up. And he's like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, and of course, once those police guys out there, he just blew up the building. We're not talking to him.
That was awesome. Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because also the look on Hans Grimmer's face, he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yep.
this guy's serious.
And I did like because the whole time, right, I had no idea. No, you didn't know what they were looking for until they
No,
broke
well,
into
you don't
the
know.
last game.
Yeah, well, you don't know the whole deal, because remember, you think they're terrorists trying to get some money to fund their terrorist thing.
Yes.
But the problem is they have this one giant plan. Their big plan is either cut through it, but if something goes wrong, they'll just trick the FBI or the police into cutting the wire, turning it off, and all
That's
it does is
perfect.
turns out the safe. They're going to blow the roof off and then hide off.
And then they use that Christmas theme, like, hey, I give you a miracle, I give you the FBI, because they're gonna turn off the power.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the FBI, because they're jerks. The guy's like, oh, we can't turn. You'll turn it off. You'll lose your job. I'm like, yeah, right.
I like that when they just like. So basically, that's to me, right? I don't know if this is an '80s thing. Can you just turn off the? Well, you probably could turn off the whole grid with a switch of a button, because to this day we're just sitting on grids.
Yeah, we're just sitting on grids. You turn it off with computers and stuff, because that's what that guy does. He's in that hole.
Yep.
But still, he just calls up.
He's just calling the guy on the radio. I could do it right now. I can't turn it off from here. I just call my buddy at the desk.
Yeah, we'll just call it, and then they shut off everything.
Yep.
And of course, then the bad guys get what they want.
Man, yeah, I just love the timing of everything. Everything
But
paces so well.
But the neat thing is, because remember they were going to escape the ambulance.
Yes.
Because remember the ambulance shows up, and of course Argyle
rams into him, right, and he knocks the guy out. Yeah.
Yeah, punches that guy right.
That was really cool. That was the black on black crime right there. Because that's the only thing I saw, But you know what's really cool?
I wasn't going to go there, but cool.
This whole movie, the black guys didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Carl Winslow. Yeah. We keep calling him Carl Winslow.
I know.
But his name is Al Powell.
His name's what?
Powell, right?
No, that's not his name.
What's his name?
What was his name? It's something V. Johnson. His last name's Johnson.
Oh no, I'm talking about his real name. I'm talking about in the movie.
Oh, the officer. Okay, yeah. I don't remember what his name was in the office. Carl Winslow.
Oh yeah, Al Powell. I remember.
It's Carl Winslow. Okay, because we saw him in Ghostbusters too.
Yeah, Reginald VelJohnson. He was actually in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he actually played himself because like Jake's best friend, right? They did this some kind of they did a bachelor party. Okay, you gotta watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Is actually very funny. They did a bachelor party, and they did like a scavenger hunt, and the whole scavenger hunt theme is actually Die Hard. There was one part where they said, "Would you go meet Reginald VelJohnson's apartment?" But they didn't do that because all they wanted to do was go eat. So they missed out the whole Die Hard thing. But yeah, it's a great show. Me and Heather loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I love Andy Samberg anyway because I think he's really funny.
Yeah, Adam Sandberg's pretty cool.
Yep, but like Die Hard, I love this movie. I'm trying to find the Nakatomi Plaza as a Christmas ornament.
Well, I'm sure they got it on Etsy.
And I'm surprised. Well, we wait until like this to get like a Nakatomi Plaza shirt. It's so cool. I love this.
Uh,
So expensive and so cool.
it's okay. I like the regular
I
corporate
like that
symbol.
too. Yeah, I like the corporate symbol. That looks so good.
Yeah, the corporate symbol. Yeah, it's very Japanese. Looks like a samurai warrior.
How'd you like that technology when John McClane walked into the building, right, and he had to type into that computer?
I thought that was actually cool.
Yeah,
But
back
but
then
but
it
I
was
also
pretty cool,
remember
right?
but I
It's
remember
high
stuff
tech.
like that. His was the way they did theirs was high tech. But I remember a long time ago seeing that when Sears had something like that.
Sears, really?
Yeah, you'd go in there and you want to pick up your packages. My parents would always go in there and they had a screen. The problem is the buttons were up on this. If you well, I was curious how it worked, so of course I had to get down there and look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it, see how it did. But it had like a screen, and it had a plexiglass, and it had like panels. It had
So
buttons
pressure.
pushed up under it, so you could only hit certain areas. So the
Oh.
screen would make it look. I think it projected it onto another screen, and there's buttons up under it, and it knew by sequence which ones you needed to hit. So you go to the counter and have somebody give you your package.
So that scene, right?
So instead of having somebody go get your package, just go, hey, I'm so and so. You got to walk over there, type it in, and then hand them a paper.
So that scene, people crap on that scene. You know why?
Why?
So John McClane goes in there, right? Pushes the button. Then he's like, "Oh, the party. They're the only people's there." Why didn't he tell him that in the first place? Like this dude comes in, right? Like, what are you doing here, stranger? The only people in this place is that party. Doesn't that make sense? Like, obviously, whoever that guy is looking for, right, is probably the party. But he waits for that interaction.
Yeah, well, he was a jerk.
He's
He
a
probably
jerk.
They probably didn't actually want to help him. He's like, look at this guy. There's no way he's here for the party. I'll just let him type on this thing, and when he can't
Waste his
find it,
time.
yeah, I'll run him out the door. And then after he realizes, oh, this guy's got to go up to the party, I'll let him go
whatever.
to the party. I got my money. Go up there, man.
Oh.
Then of course he got a couple of bullets to the chest.
Yes. Oh, yes. So the other thing I thought was really funny, right? How John McClane left you point out California. The first part is when he got off that plane and that girl with those little tight track pants or whatever, yoga pants, and he's like looking at her. And then the second part is when that dude kissed him on the cheek.
Oh yeah, I remember when he kisses her
he's
right
like,
there, and he's like wiping it off. It's like, oh,
Effing California. Why is this movie so good, Shane? I'm so glad you liked it too.
Because it's got John McClane in it.
John McClane, yes.
I
McClane.
don't know. It's got a lot of good lines. It's probably why.
It is a lot of good lines.
Come on.
I guess we're
He's
going to need some
putting-
more FBI guys.
Well, the thing is, he's fighting these people, and he's putting it to them, and it's any movie that's that smart remarks after you've, and it's got your average guy fighting.
Yes, an average guy
I
fighting.
mean, basically, this movie actually set up action movies for now.
Oh, how do you
Think
mean?
about it. Most action movies we watch now are just like Die Hard. There's
It's
more
average guy.
Most all the movies are more like Die Hard now because you don't have that big super muscle guy.
No, so it's a
or-
very nerdy theme. Like
I mean,
Star Wars
I
is
mean-
the average guy.
Yeah, you got a lot of average guys now. I mean, there are some big guys coming back. I mean, you've got The Rock and so forth, and The Rock's cool, but
Yes.
gotta have some. But I ain't gonna be as big as The Rock.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
He's huge.
That guy was made in a factory, dude.
This is what the Terminators are modeling after. Like, This is
Exactly.
the guy. This is the model we need.
When they're rolling them in the conveyor belts, first one that comes off the deal is like The Rock, and
And
here's
then-
John Cena.
And then Jason Momoa.
Yeah, just Jason Momoa. Like, oh
And
my
then-
god.
And they're like, we ran out of models. Sorry.
Well, no, they also. Hey, there's Dave Bautista. They're like, hey, we're gonna make Dune. Could you make us 2 more of them? Sure. There you go.
Yeah, there's no huge muscle-bound guys in this movie. Not even from the bad guys.
No, you don't need a. What's that? I mean, if you got a machine gun, you don't need muscles.
No. And you know what? Because the whole time we think they're highly trained terrorists, right? And that's why the fight scene makes so much sense because the long blonde hair guy and him and John McClane, that guy is just fighting out of anger. That's why he had the strength,
Yeah,
right?
well, he
And
killed his
John-
brother.
Yeah, he killed his brother.
I mean,
It's like
come
no
on.
one needs to know kung fu or what. It's just a basic fight.
Yeah. Well, the problem is most terrorists aren't going to have all these
No.
skills either.
Well, some terrorists could be like ex-military, right?
Some could. I mean, if they hire mercenaries in.
Yeah,
but
hire
usually
mercenaries.
Mercenaries going to be like, no, we'll go fight your war for you. We're not going to rob a building.
Yeah,
What
exactly,
crap
yeah.
is that?
Yep.
I mean, most mercenaries don't do crap where they get jail. Well, Some do, but most of them don't do that jail time stuff. They do that. We're in a conflict zone. Nobody's gonna mess with us.
Yes. So at
I
the
mean,
end, so let's get to the end of the movie. What did you think, right, when he had no machine gun bullets, but he has 2 bullets for his gun? How did you think that was going to end? That gotta be pretty
oh,
intense, right?
that was pretty intense. You automatically assume he took the bullets out, put it in the machine gun, and he was gonna shoot 2 shots with that machine.
Yeah.
We keep calling it a machine gun. It's actually a submachine
It's a
gun.
submachine gun, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Heckler and Koch. But anyways, yeah, I didn't know that was surprised when he does that and he pulls that pistol. I was like, what?
Yo, because he taped it with the
Because
holiday duct tape.
it should have been the thing. I think it was 9 millimeter, so the bullets should have went into both weapons.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
anyhow, that's what I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to take those bullets out, put it in the clip, because I'm pretty sure it was 9 millimeter from both of them,
Yeah.
and then use that because I think the pistol was a Beretta.
Oh,
That could
okay.
be wrong.
How did you like the scene where Han Gruber's fall down the building?
Oh, where he falls out the building.
Yeah.
It was actually, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, it started to get to like the horror type movie, you know?
Oh, yeah?
But in a way, though, I like it because he has that line. He goes, so it's going to be like a Grace Kelly and so get.
Oh, that's right. He
Wayne.
doesn't. Yes.
I forgot who it said. But
Yeah,
goes,
it's Gene somebody.
It's going to be, was it Gene Autry or whoever?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're bitching up the West.
Yeah, exactly.
I already know we said the wrong names.
Yep.
But anyways, he says that, and then he shoots him.
Yep.
Says, hey, honey, she jumps out of the way. And then told on her bracelet, and he goes over there and does that watch.
Yeah,
and I like it because that guy down at the bottom of every goes, man, I sure hope that wasn't one of the hostages.
Yes, I love that line too.
That guy was an idiot, man, but it was funny.
I really like the end because they brought that cowboy element back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really good.
Draw,
yeah, the quick draw thing, yep.
Oh, got both of them guys right there.
Yes, because like what's really funny is because Alan Rickman said that like, what was that you said to me on the radio? Ah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, MF, right? Because he said it really slow. And that's what triggered the confusion. Like John McClane, that's when he started laughing so hard at that point. And they were all laughing. Like, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, he threw, because they're like, what are you laughing about? He threw it off.
Yeah, they threw him off. Yep.
Misdirection, so grab
and the last two bad guys, Hans and the front security guard.
Yeah. Was it the front? Yeah, that was the front.
Yeah, it was the front security guard because he went to get the machine gun.
Yeah, I thought he got killed earlier, but yeah.
Yep. And that's really cool about the ending scene. I don't know if you knew this, right? Alan Rickman's really afraid of heights. But he did tell the director to agree to drop him. So they set the whole thing up, right? Like they do a good, like, we're going to say 1, 2, 3 and drop you so you're ready. And what happens was they drop him on 2. So Alan Rickman's face, he looks really terrified, right? Because he was really terrified. Because he wasn't ready to be dropped on 2.
He should have known it. I mean, being an actor, they always want the reaction shots. Like,
but then you think about it, it's his first acting job.
Yeah.
So he didn't know how the business
it's his first action movie,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's been on television. And they never do that on stage. They don't drop you on stage.
Yeah, on stage, yeah. But that was really funny. Like, because every time I watch it, right, you can see how terrified he was. Like, all his muscles probably was, like, super stiff. Like,
sure it was. Still love that. I hope that wasn't one of the hostages.
Yes. And it's really crazy, right? Like, we did talk about the ending earlier. You thought that was going to end right there and everything was happy, right? But then that guy, the long-haired guy, because you thought he choked you to death.
He should have been. Well, I didn't just think he choked to death. I thought he blown up because he was up there on the roof.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they choked him on the roof, dude.
That's a tough dude.
And he was still hanging there when they blew up the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough dude.
And of course, he came up.
Yeah, well, he had to be a tough dude because remember Carl Winslow pulls out that pistol and empties it. Almost put, 6 rounds in.
Yeah, he had to put the whole 6 rounds just to kill him. That story, that's pretty good when he told him that he shot
But
a
I
kid.
did like it because, they duck and you kind of know that's Carl's because you remember he's like, I don't ever use no gun, Nikki.
Yep.
And then that guy all of a sudden saves them all.
Yeah. Why would he still have a gun so close to every, like, you think they would just take his body away without a weapon? Because he when he got up, he had a gun, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he always had a gun. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's Hollywood. This is, like I said, the horror movie moment where the killer's supposed to be dead. I mean, come on, didn't you watch Scream?
Yeah, you just think that is just a really good surprise at the end.
And they should have just shot him in the head like Sidney does in Scream, and it would have been all over.
Like Bruce Willis shot those 2 guys in the head. Like, that's really good.
Yeah. Yep. Always make sure you shoot them in the head.
Yep. Wow. I'm so happy you watched Die Hard.
No, let's throw a party.
It's really funny. I actually was able to watch this twice this week.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Because it's like the first time, I'm like, no, I have to watch this. Like, it's the movie that I won't ever get tired of. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. It wasn't a movie that. It's a movie I'd watch again real easily.
Yeah.
I mean, because it wasn't. It's not so long. You know, there's nothing to it. It's long.
It's over 2 hours.
Oh, I didn't know
This
that.
movie's over 2 hours. Did you not notice that?
Sad thing, you know what the sad thing is? I thought this movie was shorter than The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my god! So we always point that out, right? That's when you realize a movie is good because it feels shorter than it is.
Apparently was good because it was fairly good then. Because I didn't think it was 2 hours.
Yeah, every time I watch, it's like it wasn't an hour and a half. Like then I looked at it was like 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Wow, no, I really thought this was a short.
It's like 2
movie.
hours 3, but it's at least 2 hours. I know that much. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, no,
because you enjoy it so bad because everything's so fast paced, man.
Yeah, I thought this was a short movie.
Yeah.
So I lost 2 hours and didn't even know it.
Yeah, you didn't even know it. So it's so funny. So this is one of my favorite Christmas movies, right? And action movies.
Well, compared to what's out there, yeah.
Yeah. So Heather's favorite Christmas movie is Love Actually. And Love Actually also have Alan Rickman's in it. Okay?
Really?
So she showed a meme the other day. If you watch
so it's Dogma, but
actually no, I showed Heather that the first time in February during the freeze, and she liked that movie. That's pretty good. Obviously, it's pretty good, right? So she said,
"Which one? Love Actually or
Dogma?"
Okay,
Love Actually is a really romantic movie. Okay, but what's really good is the actors.
So that's on my not going to get to it list.
So it got that guy who plays who was that agent that was in Black Panther and talking to Bucky at the end of Civil War?
Oh, I know which one guy. I don't know his name,
British
but I know
guy,
who you're
right?
talking about.
He's in Love Actually.
Well, he was American in that movie.
Yeah, he's in the
Marvel universe.
So,
he's American.
In Love Actually is a huge cast. Liam Neeson is it? Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson.
I mean, you don't have to tell me. I know who's all in.
Okay, so Alan Rickman's character in Love Actually, right?
Okay.
He's a jerk because he cheated on his wife, right, with like the office assistant, and
right.
yeah. Well, Heather tells me like if you watch Love Actually first, right, then watch Die Hard, then Die Hard Alan Rickman's character get what's coming to him.
Oh, that's awesome!
He falls in the building. I'm like,
that is awesome.
Oh my god, that is an awesome connection.
That's what we're missing. Sometimes we're missing the woman's point of view, which turns out to be extremely awesome.
Yes, it's extremely awesome. Yep.
But
I can't wait to show my kids.
I'm not gonna watch Love Actually just to see that.
You don't have to. I wouldn't.
Well, I'm not going to. Are you gonna make your kids watch Love Actually and then watch Die Hard?
I don't know. Heather probably might. I'm still waiting to show my kids Lord of the Rings.
Hey, those are your kids too.
Yep. I'm just waiting to show them Lord of the Rings.
You don't have to let her ruin them.
Yep. Lord of the Rings is also nobodies. The hobbits are nobodies. They don't have a huge background. They're trying to return the ring to Mordor. Right? It's also average people. You've seen Lord of the Rings, right? No, you have not.
No, but
you read the books.
It doesn't matter if I've seen it or not. Hobbits are not regular people.
Yeah, I mean like regular beings, not human. I'm not comparing them like humans. No. Like they're just nobodies.
Regular beings are humans, and anything else is just something else.
But you have read the books, right?
You can't be I haven't read the books.
Didn't they make you read that in high school, or is it an elective?
I'm reading them. They did not. No.
Oh, okay.
Lord of the Rings token? No.
Oh, I can't remember.
I mean, they probably should have made us read it, and people probably would have liked to read, but
so
no.
Remember the attorney back from BDF, the LaBeouf?
Yeah.
He told me a book to read like more than 10 years ago. Right? He told me about the Wheel of Time. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I've never. I heard of the Netflix series.
No, the Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's in M. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's so funny. So because I forgot what we went to. Oh, we watched
same thing.
We went to watch the Eternals, right? And they were advertising, the commercials, the Wheel of Time. So I told Heather like, oh my god, this is what LaBeouf trying to get me to read a long time ago. I just never gotten around to it, right? And now I don't have to, because I could just watch it.
Well, let me put it this way: the only book I could think of that they got a movie of, and it was like similar in this vein.
Yeah.
The Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, I never seen those either.
I haven't seen them either. I read the book, and I don't think I have to watch the movie.
Oh, was it good though?
Well, The book was good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
From what I read of the book, I can't see a movie beating this.
Really? Well, that's the thing, right?
Well, that is like I need to watch it to see if they can, but I doubt it.
Because Lord of the Rings is very close to the book
Yeah.
original. So
I mean, because there's a book called Fight Club too. I got it.
the Fight Club. Yeah, I read that too. That's not
Oh,
close
did
to
you?
the movie at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like both. I could say
Yeah,
I
okay.
like both. I do
Okay.
like the book better because I like the ending better in the book.
Oh, really?
Obviously.
Now I gotta go. Now I gotta read the book.
Oh wait, hold on. No, I like both because I really like the ending of the the movie
The movie.
because that's what I would have stood for.
Oh, okay. I get you.
I would stood exactly everything that Tyler Durden does. That's why my number one favorite movie because I would act like that dude.
Oh, by the way, I heard that's a red flag movie.
Yeah, you told me that in one of the other episodes. Yeah.
Oh, what a bunch of jerks.
Yep. But yeah. Now we have radio silence.
Well, there's a pause. Yeah, there's a pause.
There's a
It's
long
like-
pause
it's like,
because I was
yeah.
just thinking about the other Die Hard movies.
Well, no,
though.
I could see the gears in your head spinning. I was
I was
waiting.
like, oh. Now I'm trying to piece together, like we keep
like,
up
hey,
our schedule.
You do know there's a camera on you, and I can see you going.
I like that you can see my gears turning. I'm thinking about Die Hard 2. Like, we need to work that into our schedule probably for 2022 because
Yeah.
we have the rest of the year planned out already. Yeah.
We have the rest of this year planned out. We haven't started working on 2022 yet.
We haven't like 2022
because it's almost going to hit. It's almost time for Marvel again.
Oh, I know.
Man,
so we'll see what happens.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yep. So with that, I'm going to end this one right here for Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay. Thank you for watching this segment of our reviews. I hope you had a great time listening to us. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.